3 mistakes that nearly destroyed me. And then, these mistakes taught me great lessons. My first mistake: ignoring my father's final words. I was 19 when my father died. It wasn't sudden. It was slow, painful. He'd been sick for years, his body fading while his words grew louder in my mind. But the night before he passed, he called me into his room. I was scrolling through my phone, half listening as always. He whispered, "Son, always choose people over pride." I nodded, barely listening. That was the last sentence he ever said to me. After his funeral, I buried his words with him. I chased ego. I picked fights. I pushed away my best friend over a petty argument. I ruined a 5-year relationship because I couldn't admit I was wrong. By the time I turned 25, I had money, status, and a list of people who once loved me, but no one left to call at 2 a.m. That's when his words returned, like an echo in an empty hallway. Always choose people over pride. I broke down. I wrote letters to everyone I'd hurt. Some forgave me, some didn't. But it wasn't about them anymore. It was about the man I saw in the mirror. His words saved me, years after I failed to hear them. My second mistake: measuring my worth by my job title. I once worked for a company that made me feel like I mattered. Every week, I hit my targets. Every quarter, I got promoted. And every compliment from my boss felt like a drug. Until the company downsized. They called it strategic realignment. I called it a breakdown. One Friday, I was a rising star. By Monday, I was unemployed. And suddenly, I didn't know who I was anymore. I stared at the ceiling for weeks, convinced I was nothing. I let rejection define me. I wore failure like a second skin. One night, I was walking through a park when I saw a homeless man drawing in a sketchbook. The details were breathtaking. I asked him, "Did you study art?" He smiled. "Nope, I just never stopped drawing." That night, I realized something. Your value isn't in your business card. It's in what you create, love, give, and live. I began volunteering, helping kids with resumes, teaching storytelling, writing again. I wasn't paid, but I felt rich. I'd spent years confusing salary with self-worth. Now I know I am not my job, and neither are you. Third mistake: staying silent when it mattered most. My mother was the kindest woman I knew. Soft eyes, tired hands, a heart that carried more than it should have. But I never told her what she meant to me. Not when she skipped meals so I could eat. Not when she waited up at night for me to come home safe. Not when she silently folded my dreams into hers. I assumed she knew. I thought love could be felt without being said. Then one morning, I got the call. Your mother had a stroke. I rushed to the hospital. There she was, pale, still. She couldn't speak. And for the first time, I realized she might never hear my words. So I sat by her bed for 11 days. I held her hand. I told her everything. How her sacrifices shaped me. How her lullabies still played in my mind. How she was my first home. On the 12th day, she opened her eyes and cried. Just one tear, then smiled. She couldn't speak, but her eyes said enough. Don't wait to say what matters. Don't let silence steal your chances. Your voice is a bridge. Use it before time burns it down. What these mistakes taught me: I am not perfect. I've hurt, I've failed, but I've also learned people matter more than pride. Your job doesn't define your soul, and love spoken is love multiplied. Today, I wake up grateful, not because life is easy, because I'm still here to make it right. So if you're reading this, call your father, forgive your friend, tell your mother you love her. You don't need to wait for pain to teach you what matters. Let my mistakes be your wake-up call. Because sometimes the hardest paths lead to the deepest truths. And the cracks you carry, that's where your light gets in.
If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love. Maybe it'll help them. And if you believe stories like these deserve to be heard, please like, comment, and subscribe to Life Lessons Library. Your one click keeps these stories alive.